passageway is really expensive. But the archive, well, the archive is not as blind as the darkroom, but it is semi-blind, I guess. So I'm going there. Ooh, money. So logically, there should be something worth reading in here. Do any of these pictures actually mean something? Desk here. Hello. August 22nd, 1985. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Popular children's writer Marian Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture book Swimbird had been chosen as the Herald Literary Medal Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's second time winning this prestigious honor. The previous medal was, of course, for her debut effort. She was no stranger to the public eye. Even before her literary success, the niece and closest living relation of Baron H.S. Sinclair, Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from the political associations that one might make with the Sinclair family. Is there anything in this picture that is like a clue or something? I can't see it. Anyway, January 22nd, 1986. Swimbird author never considered herself a success by Gail Hermes, Herald staff writer. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me to start writing. I had always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime. And so we ran out of books we owned. My imagination had to take over from there." Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the color red. A statement that has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that viewed that book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and their unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. Gee, if that doesn't sound familiar. Nothing here. Red. You know, red memos mean are lies. Blue memos are true. I wonder if that means red prints are lies and blueprints are true. And blueprints. It's a pun, I guess. November 11th, 86. Publisher and author detained by Red Guard and questioned. Caleb. Wait a second. I'm reading ahead in this as well. And I noticed something. Caleb Manning and his publisher Philip White were two of 3 dozen names that appeared on a leaked dossier naming them a person of interest in the Trinsdale bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Although no group has come forth to officially take responsibility for the attack, it is widely believed by authorities to be the work of the insurgent group RLCF, who also call themselves the Children of Blackwater. Continue on page 12, I'm guessing that's over here. Ruffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumors in a statement released on Friday, maintaining that the popular author and Mr. White were simply, quote, victims of an unfortunate happenstance, unquote, whatever that means. This would not be the first time that the publishing house has defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, an associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, though the charges were later dropped. Now, RLCF might be a password of some kind, but I've yet to run into any that are letters. They're all numbers. November 17th, unknown year. Marigold drops publisher. Local author and popular personality Marian Marigold has announced a split with her long-term publishing partner Ruffington Press, citing personal reasons. The announcement came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning, who Marigold has past referred to as her mentor, friend, and confidant. Marigold is the third prominent writer to distance themselves from the publisher this week. And this is Manning and White at Press Foundation. Again, I don't see anything in the picture. Was seen at the corner, suspicious bag under the waved down a local this is the third major last year. It is charged by the Crown. Manning was the last. The trial begins on expected to last up to with grand treason. Is there any other kind? Don't see anything with the possible exception of that necklace. February 22nd, 1987. No traces discovered of Cinque heiress, but search continues. Mary Matthew Jones, the author and illustrator whose fanciful stories are written under the pen name Marian Marigold, was last seen by a close friend around 3:45 p.m. Friday, getting into a carriage after a late luncheon date at the 100 Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale. Mrs. Jones never arrived home, and the carriage driver cannot be located. Family and local authorities are very concerned, but have not deemed the case foul play. It is an out-of-character incident at this point, and we are seeking information. Oh, there's more to this. Priceless jewels stolen in dramatic Royal Museum heist. Thieves in the royal capital of Fen Aries have broken into one of the Crown's fabled closed exhibits. These lavish rooms have historically been reserved exclusively for the use of the aristocracy and high peerage, and access has never been granted to those outside noble circles, at least not until today, as local police and forensic experts have been spotted in virtually every corner of the museum grounds dredging for clues. This is probably the 19th century instead of the 20th. Otherwise, they wouldn't mention carriages, would they? They'd mention cars. Nothing stands out here. The museum authorities said they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. The intruders broke into the museum, subdued by the Royal Guard, and disabled the security system. By the time the militia arrived on the scene, the burglars had simply vanished. Although an official registry of the lost jewels has not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumored to be stolen is the renowned ruby crown of Orinda Aries, the priceless crown jewel whose material worth pales in comparison to the historic value. If these rumors are true, the evidence may suggest that the theft was politically motivated. And that appears to be the end. Of the whole mess. That's a background. I did notice the RCLF thing. That could be important. But I'm going to forge sideways instead of ahead. The weight removed lose half of my no. Now the archive floor plan, it might be a shot in the dark, but it probably doesn't cost gems, and it isn't the weight room. It's half of my steps indeed. I'm not falling for that one. Oh, this is the bunk room. Perfect. Well, not completely perfect, but good, anyway. noticed that Simon wrote in red ink. I wonder if that follows the same rules as red memos. What does that say about Simon, though, if that were true? Well, it's the bunk bed. I could have done worse. Alright, let's keep forging ahead here, I suppose. Doors locked. Dining room. A meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been reached. Well, I did hit rank 8. What's this here? Dinner is served. Today's main course, stuffed wild quail. Local Mount Holly delicacy. Served atop a plum aigre with roasted potatoes, bacon lardons, and wild chives. I don't know what a lardon is. 20 steps plus an additional 10 if I have a trophy room in my house, but I don't. I might wait on that, actually. Formula. Okay, that pun stank. Before I forge ahead, I am going to... another locked door. All I'm really looking for is the Great Hall. 7 locked doors. Okay, well, this is a place that I really ought to come back to. But why is... Wait a second, if there are 7 locked doors and only 4 directions, then how exactly does that work? Do certain rooms have multiple doors? Do all 3 of these doors lead into multiple areas? And what am I missing with the metal detector? It's picking something up. And it's in this room, but not in this room at the same time. That's just ridiculous. How can something both be somewhere and not be somewhere at the same time? I don't know. Whatever, I'm forging ahead rank-wise. Mostly because I suspect it's likely to find items laying around in your house. Right, this is archived, but... Okay, I'm flying blind here again. The John. What possible advantage could there be in drawing the John, other than to just not have it anymore, not have to have it drawn anymore? Okay, so I've got the Great Hall, but the Great Hall has all these locked doors. I'm gonna go up here. These keep happening. Okay, both of these are dead ends, and the utility closet is the breaker box in it. But I only ever need that for the garage. Although there may be another purpose to it. Don't know what this VAC thing is. Alright. Archive floor plan. Here we go again. Ooh, new room. This is the workshop. There's an item here. A broken lever. Could prove to be useful, but where? Well, I don't know how to sing this, Stones cut blank by hand, and letters wrought blank, do spell blank, are secrets carved from thought. A message read is often lost. Among the bold blank words spoken soft, the note is read, the letter is not blank. Okay, this might take some time to write down. Do spell blank. If there's a blank after wrought, then it wouldn't possibly rhyme with thought, would it? The bold blank words. Soft. You know, my handwriting's terrible. The note is the letter is not blank. Stones cut. And there's an 8 here. Wait a second. Among the bold words spoken, that could be bold face words. There's a letter S here. I don't know if that means anything or not. Oh, combine inventory to create new items. The broken lever, for example. I might need the other half of that somewhere. Where would it be? You know, I could use the laundry room. I've got lots of money, but no gems. Or, well, I got one. True box does not always contain the prize. Wait a minute. Does that mean that I ought to... Is this referring to the parlor thing? Do I have to open one of the other boxes? I mean, maybe I won't get gems, but maybe there's another box that isn't... maybe one of the other boxes that's supposed to be empty in that room isn't. It's a bit late for that now, but okay. Well, honestly, I think I need the code check. I'm going to take back the sledgehammer. I'm going to check this. Broken lever. Can I check another item? No, okay. So the code check was a dead end, and the Great Hall has 7 locked doors. Quite hungry enough for the dining room just yet. But Metal detector is starting to drive me bat. So there is something here in this corner of the room, but what? Oh, I see. And wait a second. I think I'm starting to understand this now. I just opened one of the doors in the antechamber. I can't go in there unless I open all four of... Wait a second. Maybe the Great Hall controls the antechamber. Hold on a minute. Didn't know there was a directory. Okay, so maybe I need the great room to unlock the antechamber. Because I don't know which lever controls which. Well, they're not exactly doors, are they? For the antechamber. So, funny thing, I may get to rank 9 using the parlor, but if I remember correctly, one of the doors to the antechamber opened, and it was on the east side. So I'll use this. This should theoretically get me nowhere. It's just another room. But this room isn't locked. I'm not going to draft the weight room. It just costs too much. This is the utility room, though, which is another dead end. I'm going to turn the garage on. Oh my goodness, the dark room is off. I did notice that. What are these VAC indicators? What if I were to... If I turn them on, or at least turn them green, what would that mean? Okay, so yeah, I have the dark room. This VAC stuff. What does that mean? Very air conditioning? I'm not sure, but I'm going to go back to the dark room. Mostly because I have a meal I can eat in the dining room. I just realized that I have to re-enter the gymnasium to do that. All this phys ed stuff is really hard on me, isn't it?